Well, welcome to Momentum Trades with Mr. M Trades. I want to say, as usual, we're going to do our market prep. Normally done on Sunday, but because markets are closed on, well, a market was closed today, which is Monday, 19th of June, because of the Juneteenth. Then we shifted, and yesterday was Father's Day, by the way, so happy Father's Days for yesterday. I felt it was better if we did it today, so it's fresh, and then I also didn't want to do anything yesterday apart from being with my kids. So let's get right into it. It's June 19th, Monday, and as usual, we're going to go through, going to take a look at the SPY, we're going to take a look at the Qs, then we're going to go right into what we can be watching right at the market open, if not pre-market, for tomorrow momentum plays. If someone fancy getting up earlier and taking the advantage of some of the plays, and then we'll take a look at some current swing plays that we are in, see how they're performing and where they might be going. And finally, I want to take a look at some charts, plays that are doing well and breaking out. Also, please post your chart requests in the chat. I'll get through them as best as I can. All the charts that I'll be talking about will be posted in the watch list channel as well in my section on the server. So yeah, let's and the session will be posted in the video channel as well. So let's get right into it. I did think about SPY over the weekend quite a bit, because I think we also, we've been on a run here for quite several weeks now. And how many was that? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 weeks we've been going up here, obviously with a bit of tight consolidation here on a weekly. But as we can see, I think I drew this zone here last week during the last market prep, and we peaked through here, and then we finished strong on a weekly print here, at the, I don't know, I'd say this is probably around 35% retracement from the highs here, which is a pretty good sign, and that was also on volume. So this is pretty encouraging to see as well. However, when we take a look here on the daily time frame, we've actually finished here at the bottom of that daily candle here, which would indicate probably a bit of a pullback. But here's what I've actually looked at, right? And this is the RSI of SPY. And I normally don't look at the RSI, but because I think it's a pretty important moment, because I wanted to look at this historically as well. And I wanted to share that with you, because as you can see here, we have now peaked well above, well, it's 76 on the RSI. And again, for some of you that are not familiar with what RSI is, it's different to what I post, on my place, which is RS. Don't confuse the two. The RSI is, is the measure of when the stock is oversold or overbought, right? And the theory behind it is that when stocks go below a 30, right, that's what indicates the oversold area, right? So I guess the probability of it going up is higher. And similarly, on the other way, when we are above 70 RSI, that's what is considered a overbought, right? Which can indicate the the sell-off or the pullback, right? And what I wanted to sort of point out here
Once
is
balloons like these reach open waters.
what I wanted to point out over here is, historically where we have been and where we are now, right? And what happened when we've been in with RSI above 70, right? Which is where we are now. And as you can see, that happened a few times. This time here, it didn't actually breach the 70 level, but it was close enough, right? Then we have another instance. Right over here. Then we had this one actually that didn't sell off. It just continued going up. So that was only one instance here. Well, actually, this one here, well, there was over here, pulled back. But then we had this one that didn't. I was looking at it, and there was one that just didn't, just continue going up, right? And then we can see another example over here. Again, I'm just giving you that for context, so we are, sort of fully aware, of what it means, right? This is not to. I'm not saying like, get out of the market completely. No, I think this is just something we need to be aware of, right? Because it's a key moment. The last time it happened, where it hit that area was, about a year ago. Okay, after that rally, where we then dipped. But over here, we are here above this key pivot level. So I think we need to be mindful of that. Okay. So I hope that's clear. All right. Where do I see this go? I think we generally due a pullback, based on that analysis. We might be seeing here, sort of pull back to the 8-day line. So on the SPY here, we'll be looking for sort of pullback towards 435, and then if it's deeper than that, then there's another support over here, previous resistance, now turning support 432, and then if we break that level, then we've got a 20-day line currently at 428, right? But obviously 20-day line is it's a moving average, so more data we're getting, the the moving average will adjust. This is SPX currently, moving down here, most likely to come down to that 4371 area. So that's what I see on SPY happening. Calls can work probably, again, around that 444 level, for continuation up. And to the upside, we would be looking for, another resistance over here around some congestion here. I would say 446, just below 446. What's going on? Why is it not drawing my line? There we go, 446, like 70. All right, over here. And then we've got a bit over here around 450 as well. So that's what I see on the SPY happening. What I do want to take a look at is economic events calendar. For next week, or for this week. There we go. So housing, get a mortgage rate here. you know, the jobless claims on Thursday. You know, Fed Chair Powell testimony as well. And that's it. Yeah, so we've got a 21st, 22nd, so Wednesday and Thursday, got a Powell testimony. Okay. Okay, from earnings standpoint, we've got FedEx on Tuesday after close. So we'll take a look at FedEx. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just not much else there. And that interests me here. But what I will be looking at is the industry that seems to be now sort of getting some action, and that is cruise lines and airlines. So I've got a couple of tickets that I want to look at here as well during the prep, and yeah, we'll see how that goes. Let's look at the Qs here, which is related to tech. Okay, look at that sort of that resistance here. I think we could go, where were we here? That was Friday, right? So we finished around here. Now look at that move here, beautiful move, where we've indicated that level, that pivot point here at 372, and we hit 372.85, and then pull back, right? So now this is area to watch for. Now let's look at the RSI here on the Qs as well, because I think that's you know, a similar story here. You know, we need to pay attention to, same as with SPY, right? You can obviously hear that this is one time that you know, we had this sort of move above sort of RSI 70, followed by the pullback, and we had a, you know, another one here, pullback all the way down to 30. Pullback deeper, then we followed by, you know, all this decline, and then next one we head right over here with decline, and now we at around 76. So again, I think, you know, pull back to the 8-day line would be absolutely fine. So you looking at the Qs here for around 362. 20-day line. So then you've got another previous resistance, that support here. So that would be 357. That's another point here. And then you've got a 20-day line here. 352, which would represent around 4% pullback, which is, I think, would be within range, you know, when you think about it from that breakout over here, we've run 15%. So I think there's room for pullback and digestions of those gains. Okay, any questions on Qs or SPY? Do we know what we can, you know, watch for moving into next week?
Watching.
Yeah.
I think you're making it pretty clear.
Yeah.
I
Good.
actually was looking for a little pullback as well. I got out of put a lot of my positions back in cash
Yeah.
for anticipation next week. So I feel it. I feel it coming, and we've had so many days of gains that it's got to come.
Yeah, but it's not
We keep
necessarily.
saying that though, but it could keep going up. Sorry, I
It
mean,
could.
Yeah.
take over
It
there,
could.
Matt. I mean, it could just, it's crazy because it's kind of been defying some, a lot of thoughts, and, be prepared to keep going up.
Right. That too.
Yeah, that's why I said I'm not saying, I'm not saying get out of whatever,
Mm.
right? I'm just saying just be careful, right?
Yeah.
We know the strategy, we know the levels, we know what to look out for. Looking here on a daily, that was the first, look at the days here, right, where we're getting below average volume on a daily, but still going up strongly. Like look at that move that was just 1 week, right? 7% up. Okay.
Mhm.
And then we had this massive, sort of increase in volume here, right? And then that was the first red day here. And I think we are due a pullback, and here's the thing that we need to be watching for. Just watch the 8-day line here, right? Momentum. That's the one sort of couple of areas where we've came close to, the 20-day line. This didn't really over here, okay? But I think what I also need you to understand, and that's why I often, in the educational channel, I post those analysis to kind of give you an idea that sometimes in situations like that, right, where we break out of the basis, okay, and following tight consolidation, those pullbacks to 20-day line, for example, they create opportunities to, to get back in. And I think that's how we need to be sort of, looking at this. If we get there, then it's an opportunity, and obviously we'll be watching for the market leaders, emerging leaders in the in industries that we definitely want to get a piece of action. All right, so that's the sort of overall view on the indexes. I just want to take a look at VIX as well. All right. So as we'll do this as well this last week. See, we broke through that. We broke through that zone where we wanted to get down to, and now we're at lows, right? As you can see here. So, next level here is that congestion zone here around 13, then 1236. All right. Okay, let's now look at the momentum plays. And for that, we're going to change our time frame to 1 minute, and I want to see what run just before in the after hours. So we've got a few candidates here. I think EVLO. Let's see how that finished. No, don't like that. Okay, NAVB. Nope. TIVC. That's better. Okay, so TIVC run 40% in after market close. Okay, just checking the news right now. Okay, so we had a news on Thursday. TV ClearUp expands target market offering to include individuals who are sleep deprived, medication restricted, and athletes. Okay, then we had some announcements, like we had a Form 8 was filed. Okay, so Class 2 directors to hold office until the company's 2026 to deter. Okay, so they selected a director. Okay, well, I don't think we're gonna, it's a penny stock, so I'm not gonna go in too deep into fundamentals here. So let's do some technical analysis here. Based on the price action here, we get a symmetrical triangle forming with about 6 million shares traded. So was that a $600,000 worth of shares? The float on that is 28 million. Okay, so potentially here on for continuation, you know, it's okay. I'm not crazy about it, especially I thought, you know, the float is not tiny. So, but it can move. So we're looking at TIVC here for momentum plays. Okay, so momentum play. Tuesday, 20th of June. Okay, TIVC. So we've got break off this pivot here. I think the safest option here would be probably to wait until the full break here. What's that over here? It's about 12%. But I think, you know, at the open, I would wait. I think we're going to get a move towards that 13.8 or 14. Now I think that's going to be key here to go to. So, but at 14, let's say 1460. We're watching for 1460 break. And let's look at the but you know what? I'm gonna make it 1475 because that seemed to me that is the cup based on the volume level over here. There's, you know, continuation is likely to go slightly higher, as you can see, for example, you know, in the past when that kind of similar thing occurred. So we'd be obviously looking for something like that. But I see this, you know, point of resistance here, and I want to clear it. So I think like 1480. That's what I'm going to go for. 1480. So I'll just post this chart. And I'll also 1 minute. Okay. Okay, BFRI is the next I want to take a look at. And what's the news? sponsors the Sun Bus, delivering free mobile skin cancer screenings across the US. That's today news. Okay. Okay, so some new product is, if approved by FDA, is particularly well suited for clinicians new to PDT with limited office space. Okay. Later this month. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, look at the. Okay. Okay, we just bounced off here of the 200-day line here. Okay, just held down by the VWAP as well. Now I want to see cleared over here. So for BFRI, we want to make its way towards here, 76. We want to see it moving above 76 pivot. And then, yeah, 85, let's call it 85 break. Current support level here is around that zone here. Okay, and it traded 2.4 million shares after hours, and average volume here is 73K shares, and now we have 15.3 million shares outstanding. Okay, so CANO is next on the momentum watch. Okay. And we've got CANO. Oh yeah, that's looking good. What's the news on the CANO? Okay, CANO Health CEO Hernandez steps down. Stock surges after hours. So they announced leadership change to advance the execution of value creation plan. Actually, it's not. I'm just going to take a look at CANO on the market, Smith. I mean, the RS is only 10, but the sales have been pretty solid. I think this might just have what it needs to in order to move higher here towards that the 167, 177, and then that area here like 190. I think there's a potential for CANO to get up there to around 190. So what's the plan for CANO for tomorrow and potentially next week? Because that looks kind of solid for even a swing play. So we would want to see this breaking that 161. It bounced off the previous resistance, created support. So that's okay. So yeah, I think about, stop would be around sort of this swing low here around 145. I like CANO the most out of the three, purely based on the setup here. All right. So I think that's all I've got for momentum. Here. Okay, there's DA. Yeah. Yeah, I think in general it looks pretty solid here. I've had it sort of outlined here for like 26, 22. It finished on a doji. Well, I'd actually pulled back lower and then finished stronger. But essentially, I think it's a good place to accumulate. How did it strong? Oh wow, it went up all the way to 29 after
It
out.
did.
The volume on that, it looks very thin. Yeah, just 697,000 shares. So I think, yeah, I think this looks pretty good for continuation. I definitely want to see it moving above 2650 because currently it's below, almost all the moving averages as they all came down. But so I
Right.
think that 2630, that's the major, that's the major resistance here that I've outlined here. And I would want to see it broken to the upside in order to continue and test that 29 area.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my first add or my first starter here would be 2650, and then 2920 would be bigger add, and then we can then continue.
Sounds good. And keep your stop losses in.
Yeah, so 2650 pivot. And then 2920 break
Breakout.
add. Right. Okay. Well, the definite winner that I want to take a look at is PKST. I think, John, you brought that one. Did you bring that one to our attention?
Yes, sir, I did.
Yeah, I think you did. Well, got a
Yeah.
beautiful play here. I think
Sure was.
I think it still is, to
Oh
be
yeah.
honest. To be honest, I think we still got a room to go to test that highs, and this is clearly, a sign of accumulation here. So I'm still pretty confident, in terms of where we can go with this. But it's been, sort of beautiful ascending triangle here formed, and then that breakout, and the volume, that seems to me like a smart money getting into this. So definitely want to continue watching for sure. All right, I want to take a look at Nvidia as well, as we broke out of this sort of level here. Nice volume, RS of 99. I think, depending how market does, based on what we've discussed earlier, I think pullback is likely here. I think you need to decide what's your game plan for Nvidia, right? Long term, I think we all would agree that it's pretty good hold, but it's not immune from pullback and market moves. So finish lower, hit the new highs here on Friday, almost 140, 138, and now it's pulling back. Like if we break below 420, 421, that's the sign to worry. But again, like I said, also pullbacks create opportunities to add as well, especially that that we got a good inflation numbers, as well as sort of the interest rates were not increased as well. So all good signs. Since we are here, I want to take a look at AMD because that's the one that is not performing. But I did actually add here on the 8-day line, and now we're pulling back to that 20-day line here. So that would be my another add as well. But this is, for me, this is more long-term play. So that's where we are with that one. Now Meta, pretty tight consolidation here, break out to the upside, hitting new highs and just continuing up. So I think for all these plays that we got into, and we already up or secured some profits, I think we need to sort of watch how the story develops with the market tomorrow, because we are due a pullback, some big moves we had there recently. And when you look at, from the beginning of the year, where's that? Sort of, there we go. So that's the beginning of the year. So that's January. The Facebook is up 128%. Okay. So that's what we need to be watching. All right. Anything else from the current swings that I need to be looking for? PDD is the one that's also sort of peeked through here. I like that base. It bounced off, got bought back up when it pulled back to the 8-day line, and it's currently doing well. Someone says AI. Yeah, I mean, AI was just exceptional play every time we get in there. So I think it's due a pullback as well. We just peek through over here, right? And then may come back down to that 8-day line here to create that support. But what we're looking for is like, like you said, is so over here, that tight consolidation. I think that was also, where we got in, after tight consolidation, and then get a 1 day with volume that goes goes up quickly. So I think there are ways, I think AI in general has got a, ways to go here, So overall, I think, I know AI has been a hot topic, but when you look at the, the space, there's a lot going on there, and I don't think it's going to stop. I think we're only getting started. So, and that's why my thesis for AMD, and NVIDIA, goes along with it, right? Because in order to accommodate for all that innovation, then you have to have the processing power.
Right, Microsoft as well.
Yeah, Microsoft as well. But we long term in Microsoft anyway, so
Right.
so that's that really, on the AI. Now I'll look at Tesla here. There we go. I don't know if you saw the news, but I think Elon Musk was meeting with the French president, Macron,
Mhm.
to
We had lunch.
to discuss the potential opening of the Gigafactory in France. But from what I can see here, we've got this nice cap, sort of forming here with this, sort of resistance, currently hitting that resistance, but it's in general is pretty strong. Even that pullback was pretty tight here, right? So, when you look at that range, it's continuing. So for anyone that that wants to, if you're not already in Tesla swing, then you've got there around sort of breaking these highs. That's the new entry there, which would be, that would be your stop there. But again, watch the market, watch SPY, watch the Qs, what's gonna happen. Even if we look, on the RSI here, Tesla is a bit extended there as well. But Tesla is Tesla, so let's just hope the Kramer is not going to say anything. All right. I think, yeah, Carvana, that was also pretty strong move here from that base. So, like what I need you to understand is, how the bases work. I hope that you're getting, familiar, with the bases, how to count them, what they mean, where do we sort of restart the count, and that they sort of form these cups and breakout zones, then following the consolidation. And it's always good to go on a different time frames, right? Because this looks completely different and more bullish, for example, on a weekly than this does on a daily, right? So we need to be looking at all of them. And again, used car sales are going through the roof at the moment. I've posted it last week. Some of the different companies that also sort of specialize in the used car sales. Right. So let's go to FedEx. All right. FedEx got earnings tomorrow after close. And that's looking pretty strong. Let's look at the fundamentals here. Last 3 quarters, they had a decline. Well, last 2 quarters, they had a negative sales, -6% and -3%. in revenue, and then they had a declining double-digit declining EPS, but they still at the RS of 82 and currently breaking out of here with a from that flat base that we see here on the weekly. Okay, so again, mixed based on the previous reports. Where were they? Give them, I was down 3% in revenue. Yeah, that was a big drop there. Yeah, can't make my mind up about this one. This would be complete lotto here on FedEx. Setup looks good for the move up towards that 250 level, but you know, I wouldn't bet my hand on it. All right. So moving on to the themes that I want to look at some, you know, sort of cruise companies. One of them is RCL. No, that is approaching here the key pivot level around $99. So ideally what we would like to see here is probably move towards there, some pullback and then re-break. Now RCL is now at 98. Yeah, that was the move here initially. See, that was the move. That's why I think we need a bit of a pullback here to come down, and it's got a RS of 98. And pretty strong reports. Sales. Okay, so yeah, they operate 3 global cruise brands: Royal Caribbean, Celebrity Cruises, and Azamara Club Cruises, Silver Sea Cruises. So, but ideally here, I'd like to see some pullback. So RSI extended, looking for pullback before break above this resistance. So let's call it 100. So we've got a, you know, triple. Look at the sales increase over the last 3 quarters, 4, 5, 6 quarters. So that's 18 months, just growing. You know, following COVID probably. You know, so that's cruises are picking up again. So growing sales and improving EPS. RS equals 98. Okay, so that's RCL. I'm gonna set my alert here for around. There we go. Then we want to do CCL. Who's on some CCL? Tony, is that you?
Yep, I've had it for a while.
Yeah.
Should I wait for yours?
Yeah. Okay, thanks, Gabe.
Yeah, it's been a place to get in. That way you got in?
I think right about there, a little bit lower than that. I think it was just getting ready to reach that level.
Yeah, it's got a 97 RS. Again, we're looking at similar growth from the sales and EPS. Very, very similar
Yep.
to RCL. This is what I like seeing here, which is very tight consolidation. Okay. And yeah, CCL looks solid here. Again, I think it needs to consolidate a little bit more, but I think it's got a good way here to looking
Right.
for around that level here, which is like 18 bucks, and then 25. But when you look at, you know, sort of where it was,
Right.
right?
It's
So
got a long ways to go.
yeah, I think more people. I just had a chat with my friend today, and he was like, you know, he was just telling me that he booked a cruise. So
Yeah.
I've never been on a cruise. To try.
Only been on a couple, but they're fun. They're a lot of fun.
Okay,
Yeah, I got
RS.
11.14 is where I got in on that one. $11.14.
Nice.
So yeah, still doing well. Sure.
Yeah, they've got a 90 ships under 9 brands servicing North America, Asia, Australia, and Europe. So I think with this sales, I think there's some good potential there as well.
Mm-hmm.
But it's again, you know, with everything that I'm saying, I'm still want to see what the market is going to do because
Right.
you can see everything is extended. And we saw what happened here, for example, right? We had this run up there, pull back there.
Right.
So these were the last 2 times where it got above, you know, 70 RSI. Hey, that's you know, we go after what the, you know, where market takes us. So
Right.
oh, NCLH, John is saying. So we'll take a look
Right.
at that. Take a look at that one as well. NCLH. Oh yes.
Oh yeah, it's
Ooh,
looking great too.
nice, John. He's got the goods. Okay, 90. Oh yes. Okay, so how far away from pivot are we on this one?
Very close.
Okay, we're literally, yeah, I think it just pulled back here, so which is good, and that has even better sales than RCL or CCL from what I'm seeing here.
Oh wow, yeah, look at that.
Nice, John. So So we wanna play this accordingly. So obviously the key level here to break will be that. Let's call it $20. That's going to be psychological level to break. But this is now becoming a nice and tight area consolidation here. The target on that would be for me probably like 22.60. So, well, but that would be from here. It's around 20% from that level. And if we can bounce off this here around 1870. But normally I think it's a still good play in my opinion. Yeah, that's a nice find, John. NCLH. It's got a 45 out of 197. Yeah, so we've got also there's I'm gonna look at CUK. That's another one. NCLH. Okay, so we've got a okay, and then so the last one here on Carnival Place. Yeah, so there's carnivalcorp.com. And they're also, yeah. I think also what I want to point out is that, you know, like you look at the leaders, like, you know, you see that these are obviously here, you know, sort of going much quicker, same as CCL and RCL, right? So, you know, and, you know, when we look at the NCHL, then it's lagging behind, right? So you also need to judge that strength there. But I like this one as well. CUK.
Carnival.
Yeah. Got a 97 RS and sales.
Oh yeah. We've got a lot of strength to it.
All right, so here we got an RS of 97. And actually last week was the highest amount of volume since base. See that? Base.
Jumped right out of it.
It's got an earnings in 7 days. So
Okay. What is the difference between CUK and CCL? They're both Carnival. What's the cruise lines and are they associated?
got a hotel, resorts, cruise lines, consumer services. Oh. Good question. I don't know.
Huh. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, they're both with carnivalcorp.com. So I mean, maybe one's just like a holding. I don't know how that works. I have no knowledge on that.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, post that we need a pullback on this one.
Mhm.
Fortunately, like don't get in here. We can come back. But I think we should definitely keep it on watch
Sure.
because they're gaining some momentum.
Yeah, look on the weekly chart. It's pretty awesome.
Yep. Yeah, but that was the entry here.
Right. Right around
So we need
11.
to pull back, you know, sort of tight consolidation base, and
Mhm.
then we can go after, because some you know big whales that didn't get in will wanna get in on a pullback. So
Mhm.
right, okay, right. We what else I wanted to take a look at? Right, so airlines. I wanted to look at United Airlines. Okay, as they're coming up here. Yeah, I think if we break that pivot here, got a cup sort of forming here, so we need to break above this pivot level. Yeah, so break above 55. There we go, 55 break, and then you know target on that would be around 67. And we've got a 92 RS on that. The volume is increasing. It's a long base here as well. Okay, and then we have did I say Delta? Yeah. Okay, so move above 200 day line, increasing volume here. So that's a good sign of accumulation. Yeah. Last 4 quarters were, you know, smashed. And you can just post the numbers here. Look at that. Triple digits growth in EPS, double digits growth in revenue. Got an RS of 91. So, and strong weekly print here as well. We are above 6% above pivot. The thing is still, yeah, nice tight consolidation here. So I think Delta is also good here. It's actually probably, yeah, ahead of United Airlines. So we've got a RS 91. massive sales and EPS growth last 4 quarters. Just breaking out of key pivot level. I think target on that is here. Low target is 47.60. High target would be around 49. All right. And yeah, crowd strike and a bit of a pullback here. I still like it. I'm gonna be actually adding crowd strike on the pullback. You know that I don't often add on the pullbacks, but I do like the company. Okay, so let's look at it on how it's holding up as well. Yeah, okay, still strong overall here. Low volume on this pullback, so I'm not concerned that much. I want to take a look at snow as well. Okay. Yes, snow, actually, you know what? Might need snow here above 205. I think that's, it's pretty much currently in consolidation here area. But it is moving in the right direction here. And I think here above 104 when it's going to break these highs here. Well, let's look at it. Yeah, above 195, I think it would be a good place to add a starter. So we can get a bit of a cushion here on that break out of this sort of, well, how long is this base? 208 days or 208 trading sessions. So, almost a yearly base here. And I think there's some nice potential there as well. So keep an eye on snow, guys. So
Got a lot of snow in my retirement account, so I watch it pretty close. I'll keep my eye on it.
there we go. Pretty good. When did the report? 24th of August. And you get an RS there is 90. Currently in consolidation. Starter and break of 1. What did I say? 195. Bigger add above 206. Okay. Okay. Right, we pretty much over time now, but someone wanted me to look at space. Yeah, it's just I don't like trading space because it just has this, like a 1 day following the announcement and then just, pulls back and pulls back, much higher volume than it. So there's nothing there on
Yeah.
space. And Igboka, if that's right way, I already sort of covered SDA as well. I posted a chart of SDA to the watchlist channel. So yeah, just don't, there's so many better plays to
Right.
currently, sort of look at, like, look at all the charts that I've posted in the watchlist channel. They, way better than, than stuff like space. We'd play this as momentum, but not as a swing. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it of what I had. Any other things? Any other plays you want me to take a look at real quick?
Oh, how about shop? How is shop looking?
Um, it's steady.
Yeah.
Steady. It's just balancing on that 8-day line here.
Right.
Low volume on the pullback, but like, I think we need to it's not the fastest of movers, to be honest,
Hmm.
currently.
Right.
Let me look at the numbers. Yeah, the EPS is declining. They had a 50% EPS decline, last quarter, and 50% decline the previous quarter. So that's stifling, that's kind of slowing down that move as well.
Right.
So they've got a good, good forecast for 23 and 24 though. So
Mm-hmm. Okay.
um
Thanks. I'll be right there.
I think one thing that I do like is the IoT.
Hmm.
Currently digesting that, that move here, but it's still pretty strong,
It is.
and it's got this, well, that area to break here, right? And then so it's like forming, cup and handle, I guess.
Mm-hmm. A long one.
We might see a couple of weeks here building up that handle and then break to the upside. So. But that's pretty much it. I think we've got a lot to work with for next week. I think that's that's pretty some pretty nice solid plays, and obviously we'll be watching for more. When did I post my near pivot? Because there was a lot there. 16th of June. So I'm actually going to post a new list for near pivot. See what has changed. Oh yeah. Oh wow. There's a lot there.
All right. Well, I've got to take off here, but thanks. I'm glad I caught the pre-market Zoom call. Appreciate it.
Yep. No,
So,
I'm going to be closing here as well. So, thanks everyone. Actually, yeah, I'll take one more from John. He's posted before I go, but
okay.
thanks.
Great.
Thanks.
Sorry,
Okay.
man.
Sorry,
You don't have to
everybody.
take it.
That's okay.
No, go for it.
GSHD. GSHD. That's going to be last play. There we go. Okay. Weekly looks good. There's a GSHD. Yeah, that's looking really good. RS of 94. What do they do? Insurance property, I guess. You get a nice flat base here. Yeah, I like that, John.
Look like it might have had some potential up to maybe like 70, 71-ish. Maybe over
Yeah,
time.
70, actually 74 and 76 be my two
Okay,
targets
I'll
on
take
that,
that.
that one. Yeah. No, that's looking good. The last two quarters were solid with a triple-digit EPS growth, and then you've got an RS of 94. So yeah, it looks really good.
Thanks for taking a minute to have a look at it.
Yeah, that's
Appreciate
fine.
it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, but I'm gonna have to go because I also need to upload this to YouTube and post it. So for everyone that missed it, to have a chance to review this. But thanks everyone for joining, and hope you had a good time. And I'll catch you back in the chat, and we'll be back tomorrow with a watch list. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Rim.
Bye.